What's up, everyone? It's time for a podcast.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited.
Welcome to House of Ghouls Horror Movie Podcast. If you're new here, welcome to your new favorite horror podcast. I'm your host, Ian VanGhoul, joined as always with my best friend, Colby Does Horror. Colby, what's up, brother?
What's up, guys? It's time to podcast.
That's right.
That's
How you
right.
doing? How you
I'm
doing?
doing good, man. I'm doing really good. I had a rough week, but everything is good now. I have a horror con this weekend, so I'm excited. Hopefully, I
yeah.
get a little bit more stuff than I did. I don't even know if I bought anything last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever I went. But I'm excited. I hope it's a good one. Days of the Dead's usually cool.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it should be a good time. Well, with us is another fantastic person, one of our favorite people, one of our very best friends. It's Big Goobz, our buddy Nick. Welcome, Goobz, to the show. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, guys. I appreciate you guys having me. Been hoping to jump on for a while. Glad I'm here.
Absolutely, man. You've been one of our biggest supporters.
I was just
for
gonna
a while
say,
now.
Goobz is one of the homies. He's been supporting us since before he even started making content. Goobz is just one of my favorite human beings alive.
Absolutely.
Mm.
The kindest man you'll ever meet. And 1/3 of the Horror and Gore podcast. Let's
Shout
go.
out.
Shout out. That's the only one you get. Enjoy it. But I guess with all that, let's get into the horror movie news.
Scary movie.
News. I don't have anything at all, so it's all up to you guys.
The first one I have that I'm excited for is that they announced another Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Nobody is officially attached, but names like Glenn Powell are being thrown around for the lead. And then I forgot the director's name already, but he just did Strange Darling. Andy Muschietti was also mentioned, but I'd rather have the Strange Darling dude, I think. I don't want to see a CGI Leatherface the whole time.
That's fair.
But I would actually really enjoy seeing Glenn Powell or even Kyle Gallner in a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I will never be upset about Kyle Gallner in anything.
That's how I feel about Glenn
Yeah.
Powell.
Yeah, I would take that
What do
as
you-
well.
What do you think about that, Goobz? What are your thoughts on a new TCM?
I'm excited for it. Anytime we can see a big motherfucker wielding a chainsaw, I'm okay with. So, and if Glenn Powell is attached to anything, I'm buying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a sucker for Leatherface. So, I mean, even with the Netflix one, I'm not the biggest fan, but it's brutal as fuck. So, like, as long as they bring their brutal, gory game, I'm down for it.
Agreed.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
We're going to talk about those movies in a little bit too, actually.
All right. Fair enough. What else you got?
Next I got is we got the full-length trailer for Final Destination. I know neither of you watched it, but I did a trailer reaction for it. I was worried that I thought the movie was going to feel like a CW original, kind of how Strangers Chapter 1 did. But it looks cool. It looks promising. And some gnarly new unique kills.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It was extremely sad seeing Tony Todd in the trailer because he does not look healthy at all. So just seeing that, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I saw
saw-
the image. Saw the
yeah.
image of that, and I was like, "Oh
Mhm.
fuck!" Like that kind of brought it all
Yeah.
full. Like I'm
Full
obviously he
circle.
passed away. Like I knew he was not doing well, but like seeing him in that state, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like that's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. And then what other? Oh, we got not full. It's like a minute and a half long trailer for the new movie, The Ritual. It is a possession exorcism movie with Al Pacino and Dan Stevens, who play priests in that movie.
It's such a weird combination, but I'm here for it.
It really
Right.
is, but I can't fucking dude. Dan Stevens, that dude's been killing it lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Al Pacino, you got to respect anything he does, except for Jack and Jill.
I forgot about that.
I
Everyone
honestly
gets
didn't.
one, you know.
I
Everyone
didn't
gets
hate
one.
that movie
We-
though. I thought it was funny,
It's so bad.
man. Yeah, I think that's all I got for the news.
I just thought of one fucking Saw 11.
Oh yeah,
Possibly no more.
replaced by what
Yeah.
though?
Replaced by Strangers Chapter 2.
Lord.
It's a lose-lose situation right there.
It is. Like I didn't hate Saw 10. It was better than I was expecting, but like
Yeah,
if like the story was completely unnecessary. So if we're going that route, like Saw 11 is just gonna be garbage.
yeah, I agree.
Like I
Yeah.
love Saw, but like I'm fine with not having a Saw 11.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I agree.
I know Dakota's really upset.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of people really upset. Like there's so many like Saw fanboys out there, which is cool, but like I don't know. At this point, like you just got to let it go.
Yeah, and if we're being honest, I would rather have new Saw than another Strangers.
Yeah.
Yes, I
I mean, at least
agree.
the Strangers in that universe that we just got with Chapter One, because that was horrible, and I apologize about my cat right here.
I love it. But no, I
Step on the
agree.
keyboard.
I would definitely choose Saw over The Strangers chapter 1, 2, whatever. But I am curious if they learn from their mistakes. So
We'll
I'm
see.
curious if they fixed chapter 2 and kind of what to expect now. So I'm gonna check it out just out of sheer curiosity.
My hopes aren't high. They're not
Oh
high.
no, no, there's
They-
no hopes
Yeah.
at all. But
Yeah, they couldn't get any lower.
yeah, yeah, zero expectations. So even if it's mediocre, at least maybe I'll like it.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. Tuna, if you
Very
get the
true.
fuck down.
Dude, that cat is attacking you right now.
Right.
She's attacking me with love.
Yeah, the best kind, the best kind of attack there is.
Dude, look at her. All right, for real though, we gotta get down. I love you. I love the fuck out of you, but you can't do this right now.
God damn it, kitty.
All right. Yeah, not excited. Not even really bummed about Saw, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll roll with it. Goobs, you got any news for the week?
I just saw that they had a new poster for the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot that's supposed to come out, I believe, in July. With pretty much the OG cast, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. reprising everything. So I'm excited. Those were part of my childhood growing up, the original. So I'm excited to see what they do. I'm all for it. It can't take
How-
away from what has already been done. So I'm
Right.
excited.
How are you feeling about this, Colby?
I'm not really a fan of the franchise. My favorite one is I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer,
Oh God,
because there's a guy named Colby in that one.
that was so bad.
No, I'm,
too.
I'm just kidding. Nah, it's just a franchise that's whatever to me. Even as a kid, it just tried going off of Scream's like hype with around that time.
Yeah.
I mean, the cast was cool at the time, but I don't know, they don't hold up very well. I like the one when they were in the Bahamas. Actually, that movie did rip with Jack Black
Oh, I hate that
and
movie.
Mekhi Phifer. I thought that movie ripped.
So I've never been a huge fan of any of the films,
Mhm.
and I felt this like I feel the same way. Like it felt very ripped off of Scream. But whenever I rewatched them, like I don't know, a year or two ago, the first one I really enjoyed. It was a lot better than I remember it being. The second one I think is one of the worst sequels ever made. I can't stand that movie.
Even worse than part 3.
No, not worse than part 3, but it's bad.
Bro, why is that movie like gray?
Part 3?
Yeah, like the
I
color
don't
tone
know.
of it.
I don't know. With Ghost Ben Sherman. fucking Ben's son. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's cool they're doing this and making a legacy sequel. You know, I'll see it and see how it goes, but it's another one I don't have very high hopes for because I don't think it's a very solid franchise to begin with.
It's gonna turn into I know what you did last summer. I know what you did last summer kills, and I know what you did last summer ends.
I can't wait.
Like we
That's
played off
wild.
a Scream the first time. Let's play off a fucking Halloween now.
Let's go. That's amazing. I guess I'll take a minute here and I mean I'm gonna kind of update as we go through our little segments, but just a quick little update as far as obviously I was at Horror Hound weekend last weekend.
Without me.
Unfortunately, my best friend was supposed to be there and couldn't
I
make
was
it.
stuck at fucking work, having the worst weekend of my life at work.
Right. Um, you didn't miss anything at the hotel. I'll tell you that. I'm surprised that we survived.
The video of the fucking fire alarm
The chirp,
beeping,
chirp, chirp, dude.
chirping.
Chirp, chirp. No, the whole
Oh
weekend was a
man.
blast, but yeah, that hotel was one of the sketchiest things I've ever been inside of, and I've been inside of some sketchy things. Um, but but no, it was cool. Like I briefly met Jason at or from Fantastic Horror Shop. Don't know if you guys are familiar with him on social media, but he like cosplays as Art the Clown, and he makes a lot of movie props for movies. So like he I think he did some stuff for like Terrifier and stuff, and he made the mask for the Terrifier mask that Spencer wears in the Ice Nine video.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, so he's into like some like legit shit, but yeah, I got to meet him. Super nice dude. I got to Unfortunately, I did not get to meet Jane Levy. She was in like the big room with like the big celebrities, like fucking Henry Winkler and Spencer, and Ty West and all the Terrifier crew. And so like that room was packed. So Friday I just kind of scoped everything out. Saturday it was a fucking just shit show of people there. So I was like Sunday I'm gonna hit it up. And I had this idea that I'm like, I'm gonna at least find out. I'm gonna ask because I don't know if she would do it or not, but I'm gonna see if she'll make a just a quick little video, like just thanking Colby for paying her rent. And so I went to the booth and she wasn't there. She was at a photo op, and then she was gonna take lunch, and then she was supposed to come back. So I was like, all right, cool, like in about an hour. So I kept checking, and she wasn't there. And then it got to the point where I came back another time and they were packing all their stuff up. So I think she just had a baby like 4 or 5 months ago. So like she had her baby with her. So she was, being a mother, which I get. So I'm assuming that, she had to dip out early. But I did not get to meet Jane Levy. But I did, however, get to meet Lou Taylor Pucci. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name, but he plays Eric in Evil Dead 2013. So we were there was what was called karaoke, like every night at the bar across or at the hotel across from the con. And so we went there and hung out. And Saturday night, I looked over and Lou was just sitting there hanging out. So it was like towards the end of the night. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go up and be like, hey, like, big fan. I'm gonna come talk to you tomorrow, type deal. So I did that, and he's like, yeah, like come by, come chill, whatever. And then I went up to get a drink, offered to get him a drink. So he came up to the bar with me and we just kind of like started bullshitting. And I told him that my best friend and co-host of our podcast loves Evil Dead 2013. He loves it so much that he owns it on multiple formats, but he will still rent the movie and he will still pay to watch the movie because he doesn't want to get up to put the disc in. And Lou thought it was hilarious. He said you were the sweetest guy. So at least I got to tell somebody from Evil Dead 2013 how much you love it.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
But no, Lou was awesome. Super sweet, super chill. And then at the con I also got to talk to Devin Sawa for a couple minutes. I got to talk to Ty West for a couple minutes. I dropped the podcast on him. So just just planting little seeds in there. But yeah, no, it was a great time. Got to hang out with Victor Gabriel all weekend. Uh, Luckily he kept me safe from the weird hotel ghosts and goblins. So I was
8-bit Vic.
he bit Vic, yeah, for the win. But no, it was a great time. And then he had two friends that came up from Florida. They were fucking awesome as well. So it was really chill.
Dude, I
So
didn't realize Horror Hound is like one of the biggest cons for
it
horror, like in
it's
America.
huge.
Like
It's
people
so big.
travel for that shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just the space was huge. Like it's two floors,
Mhm.
multiple rooms. Like it was very overwhelming at first. It was
So
wild.
I've been watching videos all week of like Horror Hound recap just to see if I can find like Ian or fucking Victor in any of the videos. And I haven't had any luck, but like the first video that was like a recommended video under one of them was Days of the Dead, November 2024. So I was like, fuck it, I'll watch this one. Just to see if like me, Ian, Victor, Coda was with me one of the days. We brought the kids. So we checked out that one. Was it 14 minutes in?
Yeah,
There we were.
there we
Me,
were.
Ian, and fucking Victor. And then Ian, I like sent Victor and Ian the link for it. And Ian's like, dude's got celebrities in his video and he doesn't even know it.
Right?
But yeah, it's
That
fun.
dude's sitting on a gold mine. Doesn't even know it.
I did have extreme FOMO while you guys were there though.
I know. I felt bad. I just wanted to bring you with me.
At least for next year, we're gonna have a fully staffed crew so I can take vacation whenever I feel like and it won't get canceled or anything.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah, and I ordered a video camera. It'll be here tomorrow.
yes.
Um for one reason to just make cool little fucking movies because with talking to all these filmmakers now, I'm like I kind of want to just fuck around and do some stupid shit, see what happens. But also for press for cons like this, so it at least makes me look a little more legit.
Mhm.
So I'm not just hanging out with a fucking cell phone. So yeah, I can't wait for that to come here tomorrow. But
I'm pumped for you.
yeah, we're gonna make some cool ass movies. But yeah, with all that, what did we watch this week?
Goobs, you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. Um, well, I watched a few things, a few rewatches. I rewatched The Sacrament from 2013, uh, and forgot how brutal that ending went. Uh, it just flies off the rail super quick, but great watch.
That movie makes me want Kool-Aid every time I drink it. Or every time I watch it. Every time I drink it.
Oh man. Um, I rewatched Paul the other night, which is
Yes.
one of my favorite comedy, sci-fi, whatever you want to call it. It's just a perfect film for me.
Banger.
Um, I watched The Ruck March,
Another banger.
and makes you never want to go in the desert again. Movie that scared the absolute shit out of me. What happened to Dorothy Bell? I'll say it. Uh, I'll say it here, like I did everywhere. Old people are fucking terrifying.
Dude, I saw that one in the theater for Fantastic Fest.
Dude, no, not for me. I mean, it was great, but old people just do something. And then finished off the week with Dream Eater, another found footage banger, which terrifying as well.
It's legitimately one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
I'm watching it after this. I can't wait.
Dude. Ian, you want to go?
No, my list is long.
Okay, mine's kind of long too, but I'll go. So literally while I was waiting for you to get on here, Goobs was in here. Coda and I just finished Would You Rather. It was a
Oh yeah.
rewatch. Last night I watched one that I'm not going to make a review of, but it's called Kilgrin.
Mm.
They Smile was like, "Hey, you can copy my homework, but don't make it too obvious." It wasn't good at all. which sucks because it's a dark sky film movie. I love dark sky films, but I did not love that. I also watched a movie called Skinless last night, and that might be my most hated movie of all time.
Oh my God. Dude, as soon as you texted me and said you were watching that, I was like, yes, but it's so bad.
Dude, like I fucking hated every second of it. Like some of the effects look cool. I thought the dog was funny. That's the only thing that I thought was like funny was the dog. But literally, like when he barfs on that one chick,
Hmm.
like and they use spaghetti strands as like the tendons and shit, you can still see her nipple piercings on her titties. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? What? Okay. So I watched another one called Cruel Summer. That was not a horror movie, but it was depressing. I watched Into the Storm, which is a found footage version of Twisters, and it fucking rips.
It sounds dope. I need to watch it.
That's
Yeah.
probably like my fourth or fifth watch for it. I love that movie. Fucking Kyle Davis is in it. I love Kyle Davis. Fucking goofy ass dude. Homie. I watched Mother, which I hated the first time I watched it, but I really enjoyed it this time. I like I was going back and forth. It took me like 3 or 4 hours to watch, so I was going back and forth, um, trying to find Easter eggs, metaphors, all that shit.
Mhm.
And I was really, really proud of the video I made, and it fucking bombed, but I loved it this watch. I also watched Texas Chainsaw 3D
Yeah, gang.
because it's been like the movie's like a guilty pleasure of mine. Like it's really
It's
fucking
fun.
bad, but it's
Yeah.
fun.
Absolutely.
And then directly after that ended, I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. And I think it's a good movie. I hate the characters. I think the characters are kind of cringy, but story-wise, I think it's pretty cool.
I'm
Yeah.
slowly starting to like that movie. Like each time I watch it, like I love the brutality of it.
Dude,
Like
brutal as
I
fuck.
definitely love some parts about it. I just the one thing that I can't get past is bringing Sally back for no reason.
That is
Yeah.
stupid. But dude, the
Yeah.
bus scene,
Oh, the
I
bus
think
scene
it's
rips.
best scene out of the entire franchise.
Yeah. I love that bus scene.
Yeah, shit goes
But
hard.
and then I've watched a couple movies for the film fest we're covering. I watched Dream Eater, like Goobz over here. I watched the Lost Tape, which was like a cop found footage. I was gonna say body cam, but it wasn't body cam. It was just a documentary team following him around. And then I watched a movie called Leech. You guys need to watch Leech because it's it's more of a dark comedy, but the ending goes extremely hard.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was watching the movie and this guy's been hitting me up for months now. Like the first time I talked to him was when Ian was over. It was the first time he DM'd me in November. And he's like, "Hey, you want to check out my movie Leech?" And he emailed it to me and I forgot to fucking watch it. Like he's a real cool dude. But I forgot to watch it. And then I was like, "Oh, well, I guess this is a good reason to watch it now because we're covering it for the film fest." So I started it. It's about like a black metal influencer, and he refers to himself as the Dark Lord of Love's Park. And I was like, hey, Love's Park. I was like, could you imagine? And then sure enough, it's because he's in Love's Park and the movie is shot in Love's Park, which is literally where I live. Like I took
Hmm.
Ian thrift shopping there. We did a bunch of shit there. It was just wild. But then no, it ended up turning because I love like those influencer movies. But this one's it's self-aware and it's like a parody. And like you know how you can see like the comments during these live stream movies? It
Hmm.
was one of the best parts of the fucking movie. Was the
Hell yeah.
comments in this one. But no, it's good. It went really hard at the end and it was way fucking better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
stoked to
yeah.
check that one out too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my watches.
Hell yeah. So before I get into mine, Goobs, as far as old people go, have you ever seen the movie Old People?
Is that the German one?
Yeah, it's on
It's like,
Netflix.
yeah, I watched it a while back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one will definitely make you afraid of old people.
Yeah. I
That
don't
one
know
goes
if I'll
hard.
rewatch it.
Fair enough. All right. So as far as what I watched, so we hit up a few screenings at Horror Hound. Not as many as I was planning, but we did get a few in. So there was a short film block. So I watched one called "Did You Remember the Cat?" And it's kind of a
Does
horror
anything happen to
comedy.
the cat?
Uh, Maybe.
Fuck.
It's funny. Well, funny story about that. I'll tell you. But yeah, "Did You Remember Cat?" is a horror comedy that it literally is like some shit goes down at this house. These people escape and they get in the car and they're like, "Hey, did you remember the cat?" So they go back to the house and have to try to get the cat. Um, it's a short film that I don't know when it's coming out. So yeah, something does happen to the cat. So it's me and Victor sitting there in this like makeshift little theater, this room with a screen, and this thing happens, and all you hear is Victor go, "Are you kidding me?" And the whole place just starts laughing. It was hilarious. But no, it was really good, really well done. I really enjoyed it. There was another one called Babysitter Murders, Timing's Off. It's 8 minutes long, and it's like a kind of time loop distortion type
Mhm.
deal. This babysitter late at night starts like seeing like her kind of reality is getting fucked up, and she has the news on the TV, and they start reporting on her murder. And so it's kind of like a slasher time thing, but it's like 8 minutes short and it's done really, really well.
That sounds cool as
Um,
fuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really dug it. And then we checked out a feature and it's called Who's Watching? And this one is one I can't wait for you guys to see. I know I talked to Colby about it, but Goobz, I don't know if you're familiar with the band Cursive. You ever heard
No.
of Cursive? So they're kind of like an indie, somewhat pop punk band. More so indie though. But Tim Kasher is the front man of this band. Turns out he's the director of this movie, and it's found footage, but it's like kind of with a twist. And I don't want to kind of give too much info about it, but it's very like very kind of looky loo ish, like it's kind
Okay.
of voyeuristic. But this dude like becomes obsessed with this girl, and then some shit happens, and there's some twists and turns. But the like the main guy is he's so good, like he's so creepy. Have you guys ever seen what the hell is it? Candy corn.
Yes.
I
Okay,
like candy
so
corn.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Candy
love
corn
candy
rips.
corn. So what's his name? Big Braden from
Oh,
from
Yep.
yeah.
Greasy Strangler. Like his character in Candy Corn is like a spit image of what this guy looks like in this movie.
Oh,
And like just the kind of like mannerisms as well. So like he's very like creepy off the wall kind of dude. But like the whole movie, like it's not perfect. It has like some slow moments and shit. But overall, I really fucking dug it. And I think you guys are really gonna like it as well. So I can't wait for it to like release or get to the point of distribution because that's where they're stuck at right now.
hell yeah.
Um, Outside of the festival, then I um, so when we posted our last week's episode, the Scooby Doo episode, the homie Spit Supreme Being, who fan of the show, hit
Mhm.
me up and was like, "Hey, I just listened to the episode. Have you ever heard of Saturday Morning Mystery?" And it's like a kind of horror version of Scooby Doo, like a knockoff version. And the poster, it looks very much like a parody.
Mhm.
So I checked it out, expecting this like really dumb fucking movie, and it's pretty legit. Like it's an indie, like pretty serious version of like Scooby Doo ish, but it's bloody, it's gory. There's there's boobies.
What's it
Like
on?
it's on Tubi.
What's it called again?
Saturday
Saturday Morning
Morning
Mystery.
Mystery. Yeah,
Done.
yeah. Like it's very indie, but like it's the same caliber of any other indie horror that you would randomly come across on there.
Yeah.
So like it's not terrible. I dug it.
I'll check it out
Um,
for sure.
yeah, hell yeah. And yeah, shout out to Spit Supreme Being, man. Appreciate it. What
Just
else did I
added it.
watch? So, I checked out the screener for Bob Trevino Likes It. Not a horror movie, but it's a new movie with John Leguizamo. It made me cry, like a like ugly cry. It's very, very good fucking movie. It's one of the best movies like I've seen of the year, just in
Oh,
general.
Damn.
So definitely recommend that one. As far as the film fest that we're covering right now, the unnamed footage fest, I didn't write down all the shit I've watched so far yet, but I did check out the Ruck March just because Michael Rock's a homie, and I loved it. And I had no desire to go walking in the wilderness to begin with, but after watching that, I definitely have zero want to do that. And then we'll wrap it all up with fucking Atroz. Finally checked it out. I've been putting it off forever. I keep hearing it's the most fucked up, vile, blah, 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 whatever. I checked it out and I fucking loved it. Like, it was not, it's fucking gnarly. It's brutal and
Yeah.
it's fucked up, but it's another one that it wasn't as visually graphic as I was
Mhm.
expecting. That's not to say it's not visually graphic, but it's not as graphic as I was expecting. I just thought it was really, really well done. So I'm now a fan of Atroz. So
Dude, Lex Ortega rips. And funny that you brought that up because I forgot about it. Before we watched Would You Rather, I had Coda react to segment number 2 for Atraz.
hell yeah. Can't wait for that video. I love the
All right.
reaction videos so much.
They're so good.
It's fun. And it like I like doing those videos too because it like shows like how true our relationship is, like how we talk shit to each other and just how we're goofy.
Yeah, right. It's great. Did you read anything this week?
I did. I finished The Slob.
Oh, how was it?
It was really fucking gross, and the ending is pretty fucking gnarly.
Hell yeah.
But the one I'm reading right now that I started yesterday, it kind of puts Scary Bastard to shame.
Oh shit.
Man.
I'm
Okay.
reading Wedding Day Massacre, and fuck. I don't even know what to say. It's some gnarly shit.
Hell yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, and there's like no like rape or anything like fucked up like that in it, but just the violence, the explanations of the violence, and who the violence is fucking against in this movie.
Damn.
It's some gnarly shit. But I love
Hell
it.
yeah. I want to have Aaron on the podcast so bad just so I can ask him why he hates kids.
Yeah. I think I'll do it.
But no, I would love to talk to him. Like, obviously, I'm not going to ask him that, but
I will.
I love his work. So, hell yeah.
Goobz, did you read anything?
I'm in the process of reading. I am almost through with Clown in a Cornfield. Really digging that. Um, and then I am going to continue to read 100% Matched. I know it's a short read, but I'm going to go ahead and try to power through that and hopefully get it done by the end of this weekend.
Power through it. It's hard to fucking stop reading that book.
Right? I couldn't
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you read anything, Mr. VanGhoul?
Yes. Yeah, so on the way to Ohio, I purchased a book called Billy Silver by Daniel J. Volpe, which that author is a recommendation from Patrick when he was
Mhm.
on. So I checked it out. It happened to be like I think it's Daniel's first book that he wrote or published. And the description alone, I was like, yeah, I need to read this because it's about like this fucking rock star who gets a tattoo and it's like a curse tattoo type deal.
There's like an X-Files episodes about that.
Oh, look at that.
A cursed
Um,
tattoo.
But yeah, it was gnarly. It's definitely extreme. It wasn't as fucked up as Patrick and Aaron's books that I've read. But it definitely has its moments of fucked up shit. And it deals more so with like, heroin and stuff. So it's him like,
Mhm.
shooting heroin in different places, him and his girlfriend. And then when he gets the tattoo, it kind of like cleans him up, but he'll kind of randomly like his tattoo on his arm will start burning. And anytime the tattoo burns, it makes him hurt himself. So like that gets gnarly. And then he kind of upgrades from hurting himself to hurting others. So yeah, it goes pretty hard. I think it was like 4 hours audiobook. So it's another pretty quick one. But yeah, I really, really dug it, and definitely interested in reading more of Daniel's work for sure. That was the only like full thing I read this week. I'm currently in the middle of The Dollhouse by Edward Lee, and it's probably going to take me a few times to kind of grasp this one because the guy who narrates it is very British,
Very British.
very British, which I like. I love British accents, but I love them too much that it just I kind of like get distracted.
Yep.
It gets very like calming. So I'm not really like fully grasping what I'm listening to. But yeah,
That's
so
how I feel about Australian when we talk to Nick.
oh yeah. Yeah, pretty much any accent. I'm a sucker for any accent. But yeah, unfortunately, like Header isn't on there in audio form. Header 2 is, but not Header, which is the like main one I want to check out.
There's a header too.
Header 2, yes. So I checked out The Dollhouse because it was quick, but yeah, and then I think tomorrow too I should be getting my physical copy of Made a Monster, by Rob Nelson, with who's on social media as Robin Horror. So I'm stoked to check that out as well.
I can't wait. So actually, what's funny? Before we get into our physical media pickups, fucking that dude, he's been pretty supportive. He comments on my stuff a lot. I did my review for one of Aaron Beauregard's books, and he said how much he liked it. And I just clicked on his profile. Like, I don't know why. Like, something told me to click on his profile, and I saw he was an author. So I was like, oh, fuck. So I clicked on, there's a thing to read one of his arcs, which is like a screener, but for an author to read one of their books early. So I clicked on it. I said, hey, I'm going to check out your book, man. This sounds awesome. I didn't even know you were an author. And he's like, dude, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. And he was just super cool about it. And I was like, yeah, I'll tell my co-host to download it as well. And maybe we could bring you on the pod if it's fucking gnarly. And he's like, hell yeah. And then I texted Ian and he's like, he's actually sending me a PR box. And I told the guy, because we were talking, I was like, I will text you when I get to work because I was leaving for work. And then he texted me while I was driving. He's like, this is so fucking funny. He's like, I didn't know that Ian was your co-host. He's like, what's your address? I'll send you the package that I'm sending him. And I was like, oh, fuck. Hell yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited to read that.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I started a little bit of the arc on my phone. Some gnarly shit.
Yeah, he told me it goes hard, so
Dude,
I can't
I'm
wait.
pumped.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get into physical media. I'm going last.
Goobz, have you picked up any physical media this week?
Yeah, mine's short and sweet. I got one. Oh, I picked up. I don't know if you guys ever have watched any of the Abbott and Costello movies.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I got their little 4-pack of where they Abbott and Costello meet the monsters. So Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Invisible Man, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, just to get some of the classics. I mean, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it has that like Three Stooges type comedy vibe, and I fucking love that. So I fell in love with these types of movies.
It's actually a really solid pickup.
It is. You're so fucking wholesome, Goobz. I fucking love you.
I love you guys too.
That's why I can't believe he's friends with us.
I know, right? Terrible influences.
So
You guys have got me to watch some pretty messed up shit.
Oh,
So.
we're gonna talk about it. Don't you worry.
So I ordered a physical media piece, but it doesn't come till tomorrow. But it is the steelbook of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Ooh.
It was a hard choice because it was between that and the steelbook of Paranorman.
Oh,
Have you seen the cover art for the Paranorman steelbook?
I have not, but
I
I
have
fucking love
not.
that movie.
It
Yeah,
looks so sick. It was so hard to choose between those two. But it's coming tomorrow. I ordered it, or Coda actually got it for me a few days ago. But I'm also going to the con this weekend, so hopefully I get a shitload of pickups like you do. I hope Vinegar Syndrome is going to be there because I know exactly what I'm getting if it is. So why don't you go ahead, Ian?
Well, all right. I'm gonna preface this by this first
Holy
bundle.
shit.
Dude, that's half of it.
man.
So, what I didn't get at the con. So I got my horror pack box.
Mhm.
Came like the day I got back. So quickly I got The Other Lamb, which I've never watched, but it's IFC. So I'm gonna check that out. It's about a cult. The Damned, I've seen once. I don't remember if it's any good, but you know, hell yeah. 1031 Part 3. So I haven't watched that one yet, but I'm gonna check it out. It's from Scream Team.
I was just about to say it looks like a Scream Team release.
Yeah. Yep. And
It looks
then
like the same exact cover as the barn almost.
yeah, yes, very similar artwork. And then My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To, which
Fuck,
I've
that
also
movie's
watched
so
once.
good.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm stoked to own that one now. So hell yeah for that. All right. So as far as the con pickups, so uh the Terror Vision booth. So they have obviously Terror Vision did the latest release of Frogman. They just did the Rumpelstiltskin one that you got. At their booth, they have these boxes that are mystery boxes. So 3 Blu-rays, $35. And like their movies themselves are like 25, $35. So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like I'm gonna pick one of these up. I ended up getting 2 through over the weekend. But I got in these boxes, I got Some Guy Who Kills People. Never seen it, but I love the title. I got Captives. Also, I don't never seen any of these, so hell yeah. This one I'm stoked for. Blood Car.
Blood Car.
Blood Car. We've got Shrek, Not the Ogre. We've got The Head, which is like a fucking, I don't know, possessed mannequin head. So I can't wait to watch that. And then the only one that I have seen is All Jacked Up and Full of Worms, which is a super fucked up, gnarly movie. So I'm kind of stoked to own that now too.
I haven't watched that one yet.
It's something. So that was Terror Vision. And then there's so many, dude. So Troma was there, the Troma booth. And Saturday, Lloyd Kaufman showed up. So I got the Toxic Avenger collection. And while he was there, he signed it.
That's amazing.
That's
so all
awesome.
4 Toxie movies signed by Lloyd Kaufman. So hell yeah, like that made my weekend right there.
Hell yeah.
The Vinegar Syndrome booth then finally got the Sadness.
I'm so bricked up right
Fucking-
now.
There's I looked on the website though. There's like a hard shell case. Like this was
Mhm.
just by itself, but like the hard shell cover looks fucking gnarly too. So I'm kind of bummed that that wasn't there, but whatever. Fucking Street Trash.
Hell
So now
yeah.
I now own both versions or both Street Trash movies. And then per Victor's recommendation, Ebola Syndrome, which is apparently a super
yeah.
fucked up movie,
I need to see
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah.
right? I gotta watch that one. But wait, there's more. So
You know what? This is gonna be like my physical media haul next week. Just wait.
I hope so. So I went to the Dark Sky booth and I finally got it.
Oh,
The Hatchet collection.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
Let's fucking go. And not only did I get the Hatchet collection, but if you remember from last week, I was searching all over Walmart for Faces of Death. Turns out Dark Sky is the one that put it out.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
dude.
So-
In August, I'm getting Adam Green to sign this.
Oh, hell yeah. I love it. And then,
Yeah. I don't even like
Uh,
the Faces of Death movies, but it'd still be cool to own.
oh, yeah, they're dumb as fuck. But I was like,
They're dumb as fuck.
yeah, they're so dumb. But like, it's like a part of my like, not
Childhood.
childhood, but like teenage years.
Yeah,
And like,
like
it's
with
just one of those.
Rotten.com.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just one of those like cool physical media pieces to have. At a random booth, I picked up the Arrow Video RoboCop for $10.
That's sick.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Like this movie fucked me up as a kid. Like when he gets all shot up at the beginning,
Mhm.
I still am fucked up from that. Like it's terrifying.
I forgot how gory those movies are.
Dude,
Yeah.
RoboCop is like a straight up horror movie. Like shit goes hard. What else did I get? All right. So have you ever seen Don't Fuck in the Woods?
Yes.
Okay. So the company that made that movie, they were showing a new movie called Mr. Buzzkill. And it was the showing right after the one where for the Tim Cashers who's watching. So since we were talking to Tim Casher, we didn't get to check out the Mr. Buzzkill movie. But they were super nice, and they're super indie studio, and they had a whole collection of their movies, 14 films.
Oh,
So it
man.
has literally all of has Don't Fuck in the Woods, Don't Fuck in the Woods 2, Mr. Buzzkill, 11 other movies. So I just picked up the whole collection to support indie cinema. So I
Fuck
can't wait
yeah.
to get into all this shit too. We're almost there. So this one's a fun one. So there was a whole other secret room that we didn't know about until Sunday. So we went down there and there's a couple booths set up and there's this big screen and they're showing a movie. It was clearly an 80s horror movie and it had Tom Atkins. And we couldn't figure out what the hell it was because it wasn't any of the main Tom Atkins ones that you would immediately notice or recognize. So we're sitting there watching this movie and these two guys come by and they're like, "Hey, what is this movie?" And we're just talking about that. We can't figure it out. And then it turned out it was Maniac Cop. But both me and Victor completely forgot that Tom Atkins was in that movie. But by those two guys walking by, we started talking to them. And because Victor started talking about Blood Gorge and gave him a movie or a DVD of it. Well, it turns out that this guy, Richard Yates, made a movie in 2003 and he happened to have these DVD copies in his car. So they traded. So he gave, Victor gave him Blood Gorge and he brought a copy for each of us of this movie called The Spell of 13. And they shot it in this I think it was a mall that they were literally tearing down. And super low budget, kind of the same story as Victor's. Very, very similar. And just by chance, the person that did the makeup effects for this worked with Tom Savini, went to his school.
No.
And it was just that whoever it was, they were pretty much done with making movies because at that time, it was when CGI was starting to come out real heavy.
Yeah.
So he couldn't get a job. So just by chance, through that guy's brother, who's a plumber, was doing work at this director's house, saw his movie room. It was oh, you would love my brother. And it just by these weird circumstances, they all came together and the guy did the effects for this movie. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm stoked to check it out. But it was the only movie I think this guy made. It's this random little indie horror movie from 2003 with effects work by a Savini student.
Dang.
Oh, hell yeah. And then my last two that I got after I got back, the Blade collection,
Oh, fuck yeah.
the
Hell
best
yeah.
Marvel movie ever, and Evil Dead 2013. Steelbook.
Wait, that steelbook is different than mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Mine's-
must be why yours must be the Walmart exclusive.
Yeah. Well, now I gotta buy that one now too. What the fuck?
Still got to read it.
I gotta buy that one now, man.
And that's all my physical media. I'm out of breath. I'm done. I'll see you later.
Does that Evil Dead have a QR code? Oh, does
Nope.
Oh, well, so I gotta run them anyway. You're right.
Still got to rent it.
I kind of like yours better. I like the floorboard fucking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gotta go to Barnes and Noble now.
All right, are we ready for the main topic, Mister fucking Big Old Goobz?
Big old Goobz. Let's talk about Goobz. Goobz. You ready to be on the spot?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Take us back. What got you into horror movies to begin with? What kicked off your love of horror movies?
So the earliest memory of me getting into horror was watching Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. And the scene that stuck in my brain from when I was, I don't even 7, 6, I don't even remember how old it was him as Freddy's using the guy's veins as a marionette puppet. And from there on, I was just like, this is amazing. I don't know why it brought me to wanting to go more, But that and then the It miniseries, I remember watching that and being terrified of clowns from then on. And then it just kind of progressively got more. And then what really kind of drove the nail home was Scream 1996 and just that revitalization of the slasher genre and just everything. I fell in love with it all.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Can relate.
So what made you want to start doing content creation then? Or like what even brought you to TikTok and made you find us?
You know, it was just, I didn't even want to download TikTok at the beginning. It was just one of those where the stigma behind the app, I guess, I was just like, no, I'm not going to download it. And then one day during the pandemic, I got bored and I downloaded it and just started watching just anything and everything. And then I was like, I don't even know how I got to the horror talk section, but I started finding everybody individually. Like, I think Ian and then you, and I've jumped in your lives a few times. And this was well before I was even making any content or thought about making any content. And I was just like, everybody just seems so cool. And I mean, you can only talk your wife's ear off about horror movies for so long before she
Yeah.
tells you, you know, okay, I get it. So one day I was just like, maybe I could make content and just whether it's I talk to myself in my phone or if I get people that actually want to hear me talk about what I like, it just became an outlet. And I put my first video up, and as nervous and scared as I was, I just kept going. And it just became this outlet of getting out of my own anxiety and, you know, depression and just kept going and going. And now I just met all you guys, and it's just been honestly the perfect full circle moment, you know?
No, I love it. I think you even messaged me like your first video you uploaded because I didn't follow you then. Like I just try to do a good job at like following other creators to support them and everything. But you messaged me and said, "Hey, I made my first video. Do you mind checking it out?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, absolutely." Checked it out, fell in love with Goobz right away. Just his personality, the way he talks, awesome dude. And he's just such a genuine dude. Like you're saying, jumping in our lives, supporting us every time we were live.
Yeah. And then when I found out you guys had the podcast, I was jump in there and I would just get more. It's weird because it was like I was being your friend without being officially your friend. Like I
Mhm.
was getting to know you guys more. And it was just like, these dudes are cool as hell. And it was one of those things where I just wanted to continue to support what you guys were doing because I just had this, I don't, I don't know the best way to put it, but had this feeling about you guys that I want to be associated with you guys. And I couldn't have been more right.
Dude, I love that so much. And because like I remember you being in Ian's lives, I remember you in my lives, I remember the name. Like every time I saw you pop in the live, I was like, Goobz.
Yeah. And I just, from there, and then once we got to talking and, you were just like, oh, I didn't even know you made content. And I was like, I honestly didn't know I did either. I just decided to put one out and see where it went. And, and that was, I think, at the end of August of last year. So I've only been doing it for 5 months. And I just can't thank you guys enough and just being a part of everything.
No, dude, thank you. Like
Yeah.
you've been there for day one for us, and I love your content already. I'm glad you did because I'm glad this friendship is formed. Like we talk almost every fucking day. It's awesome. And I mean, look where it's brought Ian and I together. Like I love it. I love creating content. I love the people I meet. It really, and like you said, it's a great outlet.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't have many people that like my wife loves horror movies as well, but
Hmm.
like I said, I don't have anybody else to talk to about it. And I was like, you know what? Just gonna try it out and see where it goes. And now I have so many people that I consider friends that I talk to on a daily basis and about the things that we all love.
Hmm.
And I think that is the best part.
And
Yeah,
what's
for sure.
better? What's better than making Goobs watch fucked up movies?
I know,
Oh
right?
God,
Yeah.
man.
Goobs is like one of the realest homies. Like we have a lot of homies here, and there's a lot of people I love. There's a few that we're very close with. But Goobs is up there because yeah, he's been, you've been like one of our biggest supporters in what we've done both on the podcast and on our social media. Every week commenting on the YouTube of the podcast, like just being a homie. And then when you started doing content, like just in 5 months, seeing like where you started to where you're at now, like you're about to kill the game, bro. And I love your videos because you are kind of learning as you go and getting better and better. But you kind of stand out too because like I feel like you're very very intelligent. You speak very intelligently
Yes.
on these movies, and like you don't need necessarily need like a big catchy opening or anything like that because it's just like your whole um what's that?
I said me. I need the
Oh,
catchy openings.
well, I mean, most of us do. But no, Goob's just like, you just know your shit, and you just kind of like you're sucked in right away. So I feel like you keep at this, like you're definitely going to be one of the top creators out there for sure. And you're legit, and you're just real. Like I fucking love you, dude. And yeah, what Colby was saying. So for the audience, watching and listening, we always try to get people to watch fucked up movies with us. Most
Yeah.
people will turn us down. Dakota. Goobs though, Goobs is all about it, man. Goobs will watch the most fucked up shit with us.
He doesn't even
Um,
question it either. I'm like, hey, Goobs,
no,
put this on. Okay, where to watch?
yeah, no questions asked other than where to watch it, and I fucking respect that. So Goobs, what's been the most fucked up movie you've watched so far?
Um, let's see. To be perfectly honest, I think Trauma was the one that got me the most from that opening scene, and then to when they get to the house and the father and son. That one probably like affected me the most as far as like a full movie. But I mean, when you got, I think it was Colby told me to watch Grotesque, and goddamn,
I hate
I
that
had
fucking
to
movie.
I had to mute and look away for a good 15 minutes of a certain scene, and I was just like, okay, is it
It's
done
so
yet? No,
long.
it is, and it's just so rough. Um,
But the ending's hilarious.
yeah, the ending's just even more batshit than the rest of the movie. And then I started going on like my own, watching related video or related movies. I watched Brutal from like 2017. That's another one that was just like from start to finish. What the fuck am I watching?
I love that movie.
But of course, right after I watched it, I had to message you guys. Just be like,
Yep.
oh, I just watched this one. Um, and I mean, like I said, I'll pretty much watch anything that I can get a hold of just to see where it goes. Um, will I enjoy it? That's to be, but I'll always give something a chance.
I'm starting to worry about myself because I am starting to enjoy these movies.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. Like when I watch Human Centipede again, like Human Centipede 2, I was like, why am I liking this?
Oh, I've loved that movie since day one.
But I mean, The Sadness is one of my comfort movies, and it has
Yeah,
been for a while. So even Coda
Yeah,
likes The Sadness, though.
it's so good.
that movie's freaking brutal.
So good.
Love it.
Well, my big question is, we've never talked about it. Where does the name Big Goobz come from?
Well, it is kind of a hybrid. So my nickname from my wife is Goober. She's always called me Goober from the very beginning of our relationship. And when I was in high school, there was all when I was on the basketball team, there was two Nicks. One, he was a smaller guy, and then I was the bigger guy. So I was always called Big Nick. And so I just kind of combined the two and have for it's always been like my fantasy football name, you know, everything like that. And I just kind of went with that. So Big Goobz is how that became.
I love it.
Always got to shout out the wife, you know.
Oh, for sure.
I think I talk about Coda at least once every episode too.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like living with my best friend.
Oh, 100%. I wouldn't be making videos if it wasn't for her. She's the
Same.
one that she's the one that told me do it. She's like, "What's the worst that can happen?" She's like, "You want to do it because for you, not for anybody else." And I was like, "Well, you're kind of right, yeah." So, and then it just she's always the one that's like, "Did you make your video yet?" "No, not yet." "Go to the room and make your video." "All right." It's
Hell yeah.
always
It's awesome having such a strong support in someone who's so close to you.
yeah,
Makes things very easy.
yeah, definitely.
Mine just laughs at me when I fuck up my videos all the time.
I mean, she laughs at me too, and I record in
I was,
front of her, and I hate doing it.
oh yeah, I was gonna say what I need to do is I need to set up a secondary camera and record my outtakes and then have her comments in the background and post that because it's the same thing. I'll just start going all mess up and then you just hear like yeah.
If I have a really good outtake, I'll make sure I leave it in. Like that one when I did the Christian version of Saw.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know my depth perception, I guess, when I accidentally punched my phone. And Coda's right there on bed watching me, and she's like, just make that your review. She's like, don't say anything else, don't delete that, just have that be your review. And I was like, okay.
Perfect. So, Goobs, what's your like where do you want to see yourself go with all this shit? Do you have any like any idea, or are you just kind of rolling with it?
I mean, as of now, like I said, it just started for me to become an outlet and just try to help my self-confidence and just I have really bad social anxiety and just a lot of different things. So this was just one of those things that I wanted to do to help with that. And so far it's been, I mean, I would have never thought I'd be on a podcast and be guest on a podcast and hope and now one of my main goals was just achieved by being able to cover remotely for press for the Unnamed Footage Festival, which never thought in a million years I would even be doing anything like that. So I just want to make the best content that I can, be as real as I can, surround myself with the best people that I can, and wherever that goes is where I'm meant to be. I'm, I don't have any real would I love to be the biggest and best? Sure, I don't think anybody would not want that, but for right now, I'm just taking it a day at a time and just trying to do what I do what's right.
That's the best mindset to have while you're doing this. You can't go into this thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna be fucking famous one day. My shit's gonna blow up because for one, that's a horrible ego to fucking have, especially doing this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I gained a big following doing this, but like it's not I just got lucky, man. I just put out a few videos at the right time and just hit the right algorithm. I don't look at anybody any less. I don't fucking like I'm here for friends still. I don't
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, just because, and I think it's funny because when people hear, "Oh, you make content," "Oh, why don't you?" Is that what you do for a living? No, I work a 40-hour a week job. I have two kids. I have a wife. I'm just doing this as an outlet to be
Mhm.
as creative as I can be and just do something that I'm passionate about, and being able to and stick with the like I like to focus a lot on the independent side, just like you guys, speaking to directors that are smaller, independent, and then just like, do you want to watch this? If you do, let me know. And it's just like I never would have thought that I would be in that position where I could honestly help somebody by just using my words and how I feel about a film or whatever. And that's all I really want to do is just have a good time, be around people that kind of share that, and the rest, I already have everything else as far as wife, kids, and a job. This is just
Hmm.
what I want to do for friendships, my own sanity. But, I I can't think of any other way.
Yeah, I love that you brought up like how much you work. Like me, you, and Ian have full-time jobs. Sometimes I work 60 fucking hours a week. And yeah, and I still make sure I get my videos out, man. Like you said, it's our outlet. Like I don't do this for a living as much as everyone says get a real fucking job, but they don't like a fucking movie I review or
Yeah.
praise. Like, bro, this is a hobby. Calm down.
Yeah.
God forbid people do stuff that they like and make
Yeah,
them
right.
happy.
Right.
But no, I love that though, because yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of where we're all at. Like, number one, it's what we love. So we enjoy watching and talking about horror
Mhm.
movies. Um, but yeah, I mean, I kind of same boat. Like, I just started it just because I loved horror movies. I had zero expectations. So the fact that now I get to watch movies, early, and I get to hype up movies, and I get to, talk to people I look up to every week. It blows my mind that just from fucking starting a channel on TikTok, like this is what I get to do now. And
Yeah.
yeah, but that's all I just want to keep, like, I want to be able to hype up movies. I want to be
Mhm.
be
You're the horror
the
movie hype
voice.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to be a voice for indie horror movies. So hell yeah, I
Just
respect that.
just being a voice in general in the horror community, I think is just still crazy to me. Like it's just nuts. Like that's all I ever wanted. Like because I had a podcast years ago and I was like, I just want to be like a voice in the horror community. And now that I actually have a voice, it's crazy to me. And I try to make the best of it. And would I love to do this as a full-time job? Absolutely. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's a very close possibility. But
yeah,
am I going to
100%.
quit my full-time job to do this as a full-time job? No, I can't because I have
No.
too many kids and I need insurance. But if I start making more money doing this than my full-time job, then yeah, I'm going to say this is my main job.
Right.
Right.
And I won't have to work overtime and bullshit anymore.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll just quit that job and go work at Hot Topic or something if they have
There you go.
insurance.
Welcome to Hot Topic.
Just put the fries in the bag, sir. You're not an influencer. I swear I am.
I love it. What are you looking forward to? Any movies coming up you're looking forward to?
Um, I would say I'm really looking forward to The Clown in a Cornfield. Um, I really want to see 28 years later. Uh, and then, oh man, on the spot, I'm sure there's some that I can't,
It's
that I'm
right
not
behind
thinking
you.
of.
Right
Huh?
behind you. It's right behind you.
Oh yeah, Circus of the Dead too, for sure.
I can't wait. I might buy that pop of corn
Definitely.
tomorrow.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. I was eyeing that up at that one. I just didn't want
There's
to.
this
I didn't want
little
to take it with me on the plane.
there's this little mini figurine pop of corn. It's like $50, but it's like the details are incredible.
That's
Yeah, I took a
awesome.
And I
picture of it and sent it to Billy when I was
it's
in
not a
Chicago.
want, it's a need.
It is a need.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool.
So
Uh,
way off topic, but you know how I have like this little corner with this door here and it's ugly if the camera goes over there?
Yeah.
When I actually hit my camera a little bit ago, I thought of the perfect thing to put there.
What?
I'm gonna get like one of those big cardboard cutouts.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
I don't know of what, whatever one's cool that I see at the con. So we'll
Oh
see.
yeah.
So I don't have to make sure my camera doesn't show anything fucking ugly in my room anymore. Like I'm just happy my wife gave me a wall that put all this dumb shit on.
I just noticed the doofy picture back there.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah, I didn't show that last time.
That's awesome.
Colby does horror. You see how he spelled everything?
Oh yeah.
Dude, he was so fucking fun to talk to. And the vacuum that he had that he was like sucking my shirt into, that is the same vacuum from the movie.
I love it.
It's funny because I was talking to the dudes who made the Christmas tapes and the Conjuring tapes, and they're like, "Yeah, he fucking brings that vacuum everywhere with him."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into our favorite segment because we got a good one
Oh.
this week. I don't have
Oh
it
yeah,
pulled
we
up though.
do.
We do. So we sometimes we skip it, but our typical favorite segment is the funny, shitty, ridiculous comments we get on videos, mainly Colby. But for the first time, it's so fitting because we're both a part of this conversation.
Yeah. So just randomly, like both of our reviews for the cleaning lady blew up. And this is like the third resurgence from this one. Like when I made the video, I think it flopped. And then I noticed it getting a bunch of likes and all this shit like a couple months later, and it was up to like 300K or something. I was like, what the fuck? And then just this past week, it's doing it now. It's up to like 600K. And one of the comments was, you and Ian VanGhoul said the same or had the same exact opening or something. So I was a dick to him. I was like, who's Ian VanGhoul? And then I can't remember what he said, but he's like, yeah, you guys have the same opening. So I went back to Ian's video. I was like, I'm pretty sure we don't. Oh no, it's my fucking first pinned video actually. Um, and I was like, no, the fuck we don't. Ian's is talking about. Okay, here it is. It's the first comment. The beginning of the video is just like the one Ian VanGhoul did, and he tagged Ian. And I said, who's that? And then Ian commented and said, I heard that kid sucks. And then he said, um, yeah, he did one on the cleaning lady, and the beginning was literally the same. And I said, it literally isn't, though. And he said, it literally is. And then I said, for one, Ian VanGhoul and I are best friends. For two, I'm talking about a woman's appearance because I said that my opening is the moral of the story is never help the ugly. And for two, and Ian is talking about being unfaithful. Please let me know how that's the same thing. And he said, yeah, you guys are friends, but I'm still saying when you guys begin talking about the movie, it starts the same. But if he copied you because he posted it first, and if you don't care, then I don't care. So Ian and I have a very similar way of how we review. Like we do a catchy opening, say what the movie is, and then we read the plot synopsis. And then from there, we say how we feel about the movie. The only thing we do the same is read the plot synopsis.
Yeah, so
But then,
from there, I'm sorry, from there I think he went on to my video and that's where the conversation continued. Um, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
you're good. Do you have yours pulled up?
Yeah, so then on my video he tagged Colby and Colby said, "Yeah, dude, nothing alike." And this kid said, "Bro, literally from quote to distract herself from an affair to quote her scars run much deeper, exact same as your video." Now this whole time I couldn't tell if he was trying to say that I copied you or you copied me because
Mhm.
I was about to say, look at the date because you posted yours like months before I did mine. And so once he said that, I was like, okay, he's talking about the synopsis of the movie,
Yeah.
which for this we said the same synopsis because it's from IMDb. So I commented, I said, you realize that's the premise of the movie. Like the plot doesn't change, it's the same movie. And Colby commented at the same time and said that's the synopsis of the movie. We both read the synopsis before we get into the review. Review movies the same way. Catchy opening, synopsis, how we feel. And the dude said, okay, but I was just pointing it out. I didn't know. Sorry. And I said, it's all good. But I was like, you're literally talking about the synopsis. Like that's the only thing that's the same. Like, and it doesn't change. It's the fucking synopsis of the movie. What are you talking about?
But he was just pushing like our openings. Like that's like the third part of the fucking video. What are you talking about?
And yeah, I don't know where or how like this video blew up because yeah, I posted it a month ago. It was a month to the day that this started blowing up. And I had like maybe like 10 to 15K, which is pretty good for me, but like it's not, crazy. But in the past 2 days, I've gotten it's up to 230,000 views. Like in 2 days.
Weren't you just at 90K like when we were
Yeah,
talking about this?
yeah, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It hit like it's
Dang.
gone up 100K per day at least
Hell yeah.
for no reason. like like it's awesome. Like I'm not complaining, but I'm just like this. I don't understand why.
I don't either. Like this is the third time this video has fucking done it for me.
Fucking cleaning lady, let's go.
Right.
Dude,
Goobz, have you
rock
seen the
on.
cleaning lady?
I haven't seen it.
It's a
Sounds
good
like you need to do a cleaning lady
I
review.
I guess
yeah.
so.
Yeah, if it doesn't hit right off the bat, don't worry. It might blow up a
Yeah.
month later.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, that's
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 wild.
that's wild that like that. I don't understand social media at all, but I'm just rolling
And
with it.
that was so long ago for me too. That was before I even used a fucking tripod to record.
Yeah, like I've had like weird little resurgences of like of like old videos where I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know why you're watching this video, but whatever. That'll get a couple thousand views out of nowhere. But like I've never had one randomly hit for like hundreds of thousands. Like this
Yeah.
this is weird, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it's insane.
Did you get any funny comments, Goobs?
No, I've been lucky enough to not get too many. Um, there was one that I got a few months back about the guy got mad at me for saying that there's a trigger warning when I did my beautiful friends video. I was like, okay, that's an odd thing to get mad about, but you
People get
know,
pissed about that if you say trigger warning. Like,
They do.
stop using
yeah,
that word,
I forget.
snowflake.
I
I'm like,
forget what
what?
video. I had one on one of my videos, and it was one of the gnarly ones. And I said trigger warning, and someone commented on it, and they're like, if you need to say trigger warning, then real horror, like something about like real horror fans,
Oh, I
dude,
hate
that
that
one of
sounds
those things.
comment.
that sounds like the
And
same guy
it
because
might
he's
have
like,
been.
if you gotta say, yeah, if you gotta say trigger warnings, they shouldn't be watching horror in the first place.
Yes, yeah, it was something like that. Well, the funny thing though is that he came back later and was like, "Yeah, I just watched that, and I totally get it now. Like it needs trigger warnings."
I would have told him to fuck off. Don't try to get on my side now, you fucking bum. I
And that's the
actually,
funny thing. It's like they don't watch the shit. They just comment to be
Yeah,
fucking trolls. And then if they actually do, like it's like, oh, yeah, you're right,
yeah.
fucking bums.
I actually did have one this morning that I woke up to, for Dreamy. No, it was for fucking, Cruel Summer. Some guy said, because I said it's like sad, like it's fucked up because it's about an autistic kid based on a true story that gets tortured and murdered. And then this dude said, "You are a real snowflake. Go watch Snow White." I said, "Wow, what a clever comment." He said, "You are a dose," and I said, "Your." I corrected his spelling and just said "your," and that's it. And then he said, "I wish the reviews were as good as your spelling." I said, "I wish you'd move out of mommy's basement and troll me to my face." And then he never replied.
Yeah, fucking
It's
trolls.
just that shit's so cringy. Like,
Yeah.
snowflake, you're soft, you're a pussy. Fight me. I dare you.
Literally.
I hate
Yeah,
that
and
shit.
guaranteed they haven't watched any of those movies.
No,
Right.
fucking idiots, dude. That's the only. I mean, it used to bug me as a content creator, but now like comments are mine and Ian's favorite,
Yeah,
like shitty ones.
absolutely.
I just like putting people on blast, and it's really stepped up my shit talking game like really well. And like I dig deep. I'll go on their profile. I'm gonna find what fucking hurts. Like Chuck was telling me, he'll like look up their Facebook and shit and look at family shit. I was like, I don't go that far, but I fucking dig deep still. Chuck's like, nah, I don't give a fuck. That dude's a gem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll get to wrapping it up here. So, Goobs, is there anything you want to shout out, say, promote,
Um, I
anything?
mean, I guess the biggest thing is to just say thank you guys for not only allowing me on here. It's been a pleasure, and I loved every second.
You'll be
Um,
back.
Absolutely.
and just thank you to everybody um, who's been a part of my journey and content creation and just being there. Um, I am just going to keep on doing it the best I can and just appreciative. That's pretty much it. I just anybody who wants to listen to me talk about horror movies and just that sort of thing, I just appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys more than you'd ever know.
Also, so we had you on just to talk about yourself, like who's Big Goobz? I want to bring you on for an actual topic or a movie because the way you break down movies, it really impresses me. And I think you're very intelligent, like Ian said, and very articulate. So I would love to have you on an episode doing just that. Like I think
Oh,
we should like do our wrap up of Unnamed Footage Festival with you.
oh, okay, yeah,
I think that'd be
I,
perfect.
yeah, I'm definitely down. I will probably do better with a topic because just talking about me, I get really nervous
Oh,
and,
you're no,
and
no, you're good,
self-conscious.
dude.
So,
You're good.
but yeah, no, I'd love to. I would love that.
Oh yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, I have a question. What is that the Beast Within hat?
Uh, The Beast Within hat.
Yeah, but what is it? Is it a movie?
Yeah, it's from the 80s.
Oh, that movie. Okay, I didn't know if it was like something new that you picked. You got it at
No,
the con, right?
I got it at the con. So yeah, there was a booth set up. It was all trucker, like not the whole booth, but a bunch of clothes and shit. But they had a bunch of trucker hats, and it was all like 80s, like 70s and 80s movies. So the first time I walked by, they had a Return of Living Dead hat, and I like made a mental note, like I'm gonna come back and get that. When I came back, they had just sold it,
Hey.
and I was like, no. So I was literally standing there for like 20 minutes trying to figure out what hat to get, and like there was some gnarly ones, but I wanted something different from like my usual black hat. And so there were a couple camo ones. So there was the Beast Within. Um, there was Cannibal Holocaust, which I almost got, but like I
Very
wanted one that I
gnarly.
like kind of like fuck with the movie though too.
Mm.
So I didn't want to just be like edgy. And so yeah, after many minutes of standing there, I finally was just like, fuck it. We'll go camo, we'll go Beast Within.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen the Beast Within, like it's pretty gnarly
Yeah,
for sure.
maybe that, dude. I only have two hats, so I should probably look at hats tomorrow too.
There you go.
God, well, that's the only thing I go to cons for are fucking shirts and shit. So tomorrow I'm going for hats, a cardboard cutout. Zeffy wants an Art the Clown mask. That's what he keeps saying, and some fucking movies, man.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Get
And
those deals.
I've always skipped past the authors booths because I was never really big into reading, but I'm gonna try to find some splatterpunk authors.
Yeah, there weren't. I was looking for those too. There were only like two or three authors there, so didn't have much of a selection. But yeah, that'd be dope.
Network, network, network.
That's right. Talk to Ty West.
Yes, absolutely. I'm like, hey, my one little short friend talked to you 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right. Like, oh yeah, that guy,
Oh, that little ghoul.
a little goal. Like I remember.
I remember. All right.
All right. Anything else to say before we wrap it up, Colby?
No, that's it.
That's it. That's all you got. All right. Well, audience, watching, listening. If you don't follow Big Goobz on Instagram, on TikTok, then you're fucking up. So go follow Big Goobz. I'll put his information in the show notes. Down in the show notes, you'll also find all of our information. So again, if you're not in the Facebook group, if you're not in the Discord, you're not following the Instagram, check out the merch, goalsquadshop.com. What else we got? The Patreon. Everything you need to find is in the show notes. So go like, follow, subscribe to all that shit. Share whatever you can. Be more like Big Goobz. He's out here commenting, sharing, being a homie. So, WWBGD, what we're going to say. What would Big Goobz do? But
I like that. I'm
right?
getting that tattooed.
There we go.
Did you see all the tattoo booths at Horror Hound also?
Yes.
See,
It was a whole separate room.
We would have spent a lot of money if I would have been there.
Dude, I
But
want
we couldn't have
so
not.
bad.
We couldn't have not gotten matching tattoos.
I know. That'll happen too.
I'll show you the one that we're gonna get eventually too.
Oh, okay. Gang, gang.
Gang,
But all
gang.
right. With all that said, we appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay safe out there. We'll see you all next week. Much love. Big Goobz. We fucking love you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Can't wait to do it again.
Love you too.
Gang, gang.
What if everything you know is someone else's dream?
There you go. That's it.